1. Main male. The male significator in this message here, in keeping with the time, he is a fine gentleman, a so-called man of qualities, and we meet him in his study. Note, the paintings in the study refer to other cards. For an opposite sex reading, he's the partner of the main female. Card 2. In a same-sex reading, he's the partner of the wealthy man, which is card 13. The first card represents you, the reader, your current or the principal male, subject of the reading. It describes where you are at this moment. It describes where you are at this moment in time, what you desire and what you should be aware of. It also encourages you to look after yourself and to integrate your partner without being selfish. A well-dressed man stands in a well-appointed Victorian parlor. His gaze is confident, direct, and open. This card signifies the male current in a reading for a woman. He is an important man in her life. Main female. The female significator and likewise co-protagonist. She is an elegant lady, clad in a fine tea dress, edged with lace and beading, properly wearing her pearls in the afternoon. We meet her in her private sitting room. Her red rosebud points upward to what's on her mind. It shows the importance of open, deep romantic love in her life. But on her table, we see only white roses, symbols of innocence or hidden love in an opposite sex reading. She's the partner of card 1. In a same-sex reading, she's the partner of the privileged lady, card 12. An attractive woman stands in the light of nearby windows, holding a red rose. She looks as if she has been lost in a reverie, but is now concerned with the viewer. This is the card that represents a female current. In a reading for a man, she is a woman who is important to him. Card 3, marriage. What's great about the Kipper is that we don't have to wait for the happy ending. This is a positive card. Wedding in a fairy tale country church. It stands not only for a literal wedding when combined with judicial card 30 and lovers card 15, but any kind of close contractual relationship, such as a business partner or joint venture. It can also stand for an intimate friendship. Most abstractly, it can represent any joining of forces. It is time to enter into a relationship in private, in your job, or in other social matters. Join forces with someone, attract opposites, and find agreements. This card also shows all kinds of contracts. The marriage card stands for relationship, bonds, or friendships. It only predicts marriage if nearby cards supports this. It's good for relationships when it's ahead of the significator. Behind it, this card can sometimes mean separation. It's surrounded by negative cards. There is no significant meaning to the deception of cherry blossoms other than to suggest a spring wedding. which would have been a popular choice. The Victorian bride would carry an arrangement of edible fresh flowers, including marigolds, as she walked down the aisles. The deal from the bride's bouquet, also known as the herbs of lust, was consumed by the bride, the groom, and their wedding guests during the reception, as the herbs was meant to increase sexual desires. 4. Courtship. Visiting was a major activity of the time period for people, and an amorous body of etiquette surrounding proper visiting and correct courtship. We meet the potential couple in the morning dress, seated in a restrained and proper French garden. If this card is interpreted literally about the early stages of a relationship, note that Cupid's bow is unstrung and has no arrow. No one's wildly in love yet. This card represents social life, all kinds of personal and business meetings, arrangements, clubs or groups, and friendly encounters. Be open for a new person who enters your life. Try to meet people and search for new contacts. Perhaps there is someone who will suddenly mean the world to you. In addition, courtship is an indicator for a private and public meetings, getting together either socially, romantically, or for business reasons, attempting to seduce or talk someone into something. The cards touching this one will give you clues as to what this is about and where it will lead. Number 5, mature man. Sober and thoughtful in his day suit. We meet this wise older gentleman in his library. He's on your side, generally representing all kinds of bosses, guides, mentors, authorities, and well as an important male relatives such as grandfather, uncles, fathers, stepfathers, fathers-in-laws, godfathers, etc. Close to you without bad cards. He offers supports far away or especially behind you, or with the false person card. 8. He can be a challenging figure in the opposite sex and same-sex affairs. Both, I use him as the other man. There is a wise person who might become important for you. Respect all persons of authority or an experienced person. For example, your grandfather, father, teacher, chief, etc. You will benefit from his wisdom. This is an older man, relative, or boss. He's wise and helpful. Close to the significator, he brings good news and the condition that there are no bad cards touching his. But if the question is about an affair, card 1 is the lover and pour 5 is the husband. Card 6, mature woman. We meet this gracious lady of a certain age in an elaborate day dress as she sits in her saloon. A mature woman, she generally listens to your concerns, offering aid and good advice. Some also look above this card to see what's on her mind as the counterpart to card 5. She is important. Female relatives such as grandmothers, mothers, stepmothers, mother-in-law, aunts, godmothers, etc. She can also be a female authority figures, executives, guides, or teachers. Like card 5, you want her close or in front of you, far away behind you, or with the false person. Card 8, she can be a problem. In opposite sex and same sex affairs, both. I use her as the other woman. It is time to orientate towards a wise woman. This card shows an influential female person who is strong and well educated. This card can also represent a female relative or the female partner. A helpful and knowledgeable older woman if her card is ahead of the significator or above it. She brings pleasure as well. But if she's behind it or below it, she's a meddler, a trouble-making female relative or ex. In a question about an affair, this card works like card 5. Just reverse the sexes. She's the lover and card 2 is the wife. 7. Message. The original of this card is a pleasant message. It's generally good news, unless with challenging cards below you. It may also be something you're in denial about or refusing to hear. Here we see a writing desk with a lovely antique brass phone, a fountain pen, and a heavy crystal inkwell. A hand holds a telegram, still in its envelope. Inside the letterbox, we can see different kinds of written notes, a business or calling card, a folded letter in its envelope, etc. It stands for a form of messages and communication. Phone calls, texts, emails, letters, documents, notes, paper, etc. As it's the 7th card, it can represent 7 days or 1 week. Informational communication such as letters, texts, notes, memos, phone calls, voice messages, and emails. Card 27 is the card for formal paperwork requiring a signature. This card shows all your messages in mail, private or public. It also describes the daily news and all kinds of information and correspondence, even newspapers and magazines. The message card encourages you to interact with others. The broken seal on the envelope suggests that in this particular scene, the message is one that has been received. Nevertheless, the phone, pen, and inkwell, a working desk from where messages can also be sent. Card 8, false person. In this challenging card, we see a sly and invasive woman hiding her real expression behind her Spanish fan. At the side of the marble hall lurks a mysterious and somewhat sinister man in a fancy dress mask. Is just their costumes for the ball, or are they up to no good? What are they hiding? Drama kings and queens, lovers of trouble, manipulators, frenemies, however you want to phrase it. Watch out. This card has the power to turn beneficial cards to their opposites when next to them. Lies and liars, danger and deceit, even far away. It may mean treachery. Don't trust everybody and everything you see. Even salt look like sugar. This card warns you against dishonesty and deception. Hold your cards close. Check your motivation and targets too. At best, this card stands for a mistake or false More often, it indicates deceit or dishonest person working against you behind the scenes. Close to the significator, it warns of danger and bad luck. When far, it stands for betrayal and loss. The use of a fan and suggestion of a masquerade ball provides an ideal scenario for falsehood. Behind the costumes and masks, you can indeed become someone else, or perhaps this is an opportunity to be what you really are, as opposed to how you normally present yourself, which is the real you, which is the false. Card 9, change. It's time to go. This card shows a hardworking porter in a flat workman's cap packing up your stylish furniture in a horseless carriage. You're moving from your old townhouse into better digs, and you don't plan to come back. With family room, card 21, literally a new apartment with a house. Card 20, a new house, more extractable. It may also mean you need to be adaptable. This is a point in time for change that might manifest itself via a change in location or other social situations, such as a career move. Relationships with others or your own outlook may change. A versatile card that can link with others to represent change of physical location, occupation, or relationships. Moving on from where you live or work. A change of career or relationship. Taking some possessions with you, but space and circumstances require some to be left behind, physical and emotional. This card is usually circumstance are changing, but with card 27, unexpected income, a literal relocation or move is coming soon. Card 10, journey. This card illustrates travel via a first class carriage from Victoria Station. Notice the wealthy man on the platform standing with his fine leather luggage, not too far from the business of second class. Card 10 stands for all forms of transit and vehicles, as well as vacation, travel, escapes, and round trips. The round trip aspect of a place you're coming back to differentiates it from change. Card 9. It is time to start or take a step forward. Leave your old and familiar situation. Depart for new shores. This might concern your work, your family situation, or your relationship. Maybe it is also time for a trip. This card represents all kinds of vehicles. This card indicates a trip, transportation, or a vehicle with thief. Card 24. It warns of loss, theft, or accident while traveling. This isn't an unavoidable fate. The warning in the cards can help you avert this. This is another image that provides duality. The scene may depict an arrival as well as departure. It might be you who is the traveler, or perhaps you are there to see someone off or arrive from his or her journey.